What's up, guys? Mike with Car Thoughts here. I'm hanging out in my 66 Mustang. A few of you guys have been asking about this car, and then also kind of what I do as far as buying and selling and flipping cars and that sort of thing. So figured I'd just kind of take a little bit of time to address it today. You'll have to pardon me, I've got a little bit of a cold going on, and hopefully we'll make it through this video without me coughing. So yeah, this was my first car. Worked on it with my dad, and we kind of just got it ready to go for high school. That's kind of where my love for cars really started. I'd always kind of, wanted to do something as far as getting a car and fixing it up just from the get-go. But this is kind of like where I actually got my hands dirty, started doing some work, fixing this thing up. So the first thing I did to this car was actually get the interior fixed up, and get it running pretty well so I could drive it to high school. And then I actually ended up wrecking this car, not too badly, but I got an a fender bender, and that's when we started to redo the exterior. So I kind of had plans to do that, but that sped things up a little bit, and so then we redid the exterior. So I've kind of done some paint, done some body work, mechanical, and then redid a lot of this interior. So that's kind of where I started. Just got to try a little bit of everything fixing this car, and then it was all just downhill from there. I started buying more stuff and working on it, and then just listing it for sale. I didn't fix everything on every car, didn't fully restore everything. Some cars that I've had have just been donor cars. So actually I bought a donor car for this car. So this 66 used to be a straight six vehicle, and it's an automatic, but after high school I wanted to do a little bit more to it. Bought a V8 donor car, so I swapped out the rear end, put on some bigger brakes, and then put a V8 in it from that car, and just kind of beefed it up a little bit that way. And then after that, I did some of the work, but I had somebody else do a really professional paint job on the outside of it, so it looks super clean now. There's still some stuff that I want to do to this car. I think it definitely needs some more power at some point, and I'd like to put some rack and pinion steering on it and just make it handle a little bit better. And then also probably just some different suspension, wheels and tires and stuff like that. It's not a real stock looking car. I've done some stuff to it. It's just a coupe, so it's not anything that I'm tearing up that everybody would hate me for. But it's definitely something unique, which is what I like driving, and this was just kind of the first go around. But yeah, started buying a ton of stuff after that. I've owned somewhere around, I lost track, but it's pretty close to 40 vehicles now. 26 years old. So, like I said, I haven't fixed everything on every one of them. I've owned a lot of kind of quirky cars. I've had a 1970 Saab 9.6. I've had a Hummer. I've had some Aston Martins, Maseratis, a lot of muscle cars. Pretty much a Ranchero. I'm trying to think, but yeah, a lot of random cars. So I haven't really picked a super specific car that I just love and go after. I kind of like buying and trying different things and seeing how different manufacturers put things together and things like that. So that's probably the most interesting part for me, is just kind of seeing how everybody does it a little bit differently and getting to it's almost like a puzzle. You just get to figure it out each time you do it. So that's something that I think is super neat, just being able to figure out different things in different vehicles. So, but yeah, I would usually, when I bought a car, initially I started out looking on Craigslist, trying to find some stuff there locally, and just really finding deals, stuff that people wanted to get rid of. Whoa. So that didn't stay up there. I'm just going to keep going, but we'll see if that stays. But exciting part of the video. So no, like I would look at Craigslist, look at just stuff that was for sale locally, work to try to haggle down that price. So I just love the negotiation part of buying and selling vehicles. But find the best deals that I could, negotiate the price, like try to gauge like how much stuff that I was going to have to do to it, put into it before I sell it, and then typically want to be in like a decent spot to hopefully double my money, at least on the old cars and stuff like that I was buying. So I can't necessarily do that with like these new exotic cars that I've been getting, but there's still some opportunity for sure to be able to make some excuse me, some money there. But it's a little bit different. So, but if you're somebody who's interested in cars, wanting to get into flipping stuff like that, I would definitely start looking locally. Just trying to find some stuff, anything that's unique that people are interested in. Like there's a lot of cars with kind of cult followings. I know that like Subarus, there's a lot of people that are into those up here. Things like that are just pretty cheap that people want to get rid of. Something's wrong with it, whatever, you could fix it. And then even if it's something more minor, like people don't want to do the work. So a lot of times that's kind of what it is. Like I find stuff that somebody hasn't even cleaned up or whatever. They just took a couple terrible photos with their phone and go ahead and list it on Facebook or whatever for sale, and then it's kind of just something that you buy, do a couple things to clean up really well, take some actual decent photos, and then list it later, and it sells for more money. So that's kind of like where I've been doing most of the work, just buying and selling cars. So hopefully that kind of gives you a better idea of what I've done. Like I mentioned before, this is kind of just a side gig right now. I'm working on getting a used car dealer license so I can maybe take this a little bit further. So that's kind of something that I would love to do, just buy and sell more vehicles. So we'll see how that goes. I've got kind of a lot of irons in the fire right now, but that's definitely something that I hope to pursue a little bit further in the future. So if you guys have questions about this stuff, that's kind of why I created Car Thoughts, just to talk further about vehicles. There's so many different types of cars out there, so many people that like different things, and just somewhere where we can kind of come together and talk about stuff. Like I mentioned before, I'd love to get some of you guys on this show talking through some different things, your hobbies, what you love, that sort of stuff. And then also I have the group that I've started, which is hopefully going to be something really cool. So I want to provide some value for you guys for sure. You can go to the website. There'll probably be a link on this video that you can go and find that and join the group there. But it's going to be a place where we can talk together about different things, where people find value, like whether a car deal is a good deal or not, that sort of stuff. And I think it's going to be something pretty sweet. So if you want to check that out, that'd be awesome. Love to have you in the group. But hopefully this gives you a little bit of clarity kind of on who I am, like where I started and why I like doing it. So it's just been a fun ride so far. I'm gonna hopefully continue buying and selling some more vehicles, but this 66 Mustang is one that's pretty near and dear to my heart, and I have more money in this car than I would ever get back out of it. So it's one that I'm not planning on selling. So the rest of them, they come and go pretty quickly, but this one it's kind of a keeper that I'll just kind of continue to make my own over the years. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.